The first one is of course, the urgency. We are clear about the big why. We are clear about our mission. We are focused on the long terms, and we embrace as well turbulence, such as a pandemic. The second one is to be on the front line. The frontline obsession, meaning we innovate, we experiment a lot in the field, and that drives our learning as well, Frédéric. We treat our people as the hero. The voice of the customer is fully represented in all our meetings. And the last one, the third one, and not the least, it's the owner mindset. Okay, we treat each dollar as if it is our own, and we rapidly redeploy people wherever they are most critical to the business. We have simplified our initiative to focus on the biggest priorities that deliver value. And to do so, we need to be close. We need to be close to our customer. We need to be close to our employee so they can trust us. And if they are trusting us, they will engage themselves towards us. So we can be able to work as a team if a challenge occurs. And we will be flexible and agile to face the adversity. So it's not only a nice theory, it's a mindset that is well implemented up to the warehouse staff.
And did you have recently an experience of changing the organization because the context had changed and you needed to adapt?
Totally. Yes, I have made a decision recently, the beginning of the year, to change the direction of the warehouse as well. We have done a big 180 turns, so I've changed as well the director that used to warehouse, and that person is really more focused, on continuous improvement. She's focused on people as well, on Kaizen process. And now I can see result already of that first that I've decided to make with the Canadian subsidiary. And just another example, Frédéric, on Friday, I'm talking about the founder's mentality, the one of the team leader, called me and said, Julie, there's one person from the marketing that wants to send this box to Chibougamau. So, this box to Chibougamau. And he said the person wanted to send it by ATS anyway, and it costs $40 more. So, Julie, do you mind if I send it through Canada Post and it will cost nothing? So I said, yes, of course. And don't ask me, just do it. So again, we're talking about fundamentals, founder's mentality. It's up to the warehouse staff as well. They always question, okay, can I save money? How can I do things differently, to be more productive? Yes.
While keeping the customer service.
Exactly. Okay.
So as I know that we are running a little bit out of time, I will go quickly on the two loops of improvement that we need to have for a sustainable company. The first loop is the learning curve. And we kept a French word here, which is apprendre, it's learning. And this learning curve is to get rid of the goldfish syndrome. The goldfish is happy in the bowl because he has a 3 seconds memory. We don't want that in companies. Usually in the company, the memory is 3 years because this is the average turnover of managers. So every new manager wants to reinvent the wheel. So in order to avoid that, the good practice is to make sure that everyone spends between 2 and 4 hours learning or teaching something to the colleagues. And this is a good practice. And we need also to keep the suggestions from the field and try to industrialize them. This is what I call to go from the aquarium to the sea. So if there are good ideas, they should be implemented, and we need to follow through the deployment of the good ideas. And the last point on the knowledge management is to have custodians for the document management. Because if some things are formalized, it's easy to get overwhelmed by too much documents that are not up to date. So we need to have someone always structuring, cleaning, removing what's not necessary, putting in the front what's important. So this is the first loop. I keep the second loop for the end, but maybe you have some illustration on that.
Yes, concerning especially return on experience. As you know, a few years ago, we have implemented our first phase of our ERP Infor. And we have worked years on building the tools, reviewing our process, and we have worked like this. So the first step was to build a wheel. And we were not happy because we wanted something that we could ride with, but if you build a wheels, you're not able to ride with it. So we have decided to add a second wheel. We're not able to ride with it again. The third step, we have decided, to build a body. But again, we're not able to ride with it because we didn't have any driver's seats. And at the end, finally, we had our car. But this process took so long, to happen, and it has discouraged a lot of teams. So we have decided to do a return on experience. And with that second phase, we have decided to work differently. Okay. So return on experience is very important. So that second phase of this implementation is we want something that we're going to be able to ride with it. So we have built a skateboard. Yes, we are able to ride with a skateboard, but of course it's not driving very fast. So we're not that happy. And after we have decided to build a scooter, able to ride with it, but again, slowly we have moved on to bicycle, to motorcycle, and we want to reach, the sports cars. So with that step, we're able to construct something that will ride, since the step number one. So that was our return on experience. And now there's a lot of project that is working like this. It's not perfect at start, but yes, at least it's working.
Okay, so we call that minimum viable product, I guess. And people have to accept that not all functionalities are going to be here from day one, but at least you have something to work with, even if it's not perfect. This is what you say, right?
Exactly. Even if it's not perfect, sometimes you need to go. So the other part that you have talked in, Frédéric, is the permanent learning. Okay. So here at Clarence, the permanent learning is not only about training. Okay. And, this is a sentence that should put in bold, So 70% is the learning on the job, and it goes through test and learn approach, simulation, return on experience, as I mentioned before. 20% is about learning from others, and it goes through informal training, and 10% is learning through training. Okay. So this approach helps bringing three aspects of development together: having a structured education, learning through exposure, and experiential learning. So another as well example our people really like is having a development path. Okay, so for each position, at Clarence, an employee has his own development path. So we have started in 2020, and when a person enters to Clarence, he knows exactly what's the training that they're gonna have, and they really love it.
Okay, interesting. So you know that you have a structured future if you enter the company.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the last but not least, but very well known, continuous improvement is based on usually the problem solving. It's a must. If we should welcome the problems and have a loop, which is the classical loop of plan, do, check, act. And I like this is my other fish. I had the fishbowl, now I have the fishbone. And the fishbone is usually the illustration of the problem solving method, which is the Ishikawa diagram. But the tool I love most in problem solving is to go through the 5 whys in order to find the root cause of things and find durable solutions. And this method is working very well. In my former experience as a quality manager, I could solve in 6 months a technical topic on textile that was absolutely not my skill, but my expert colleagues that tried to solve this problem since 4 or 5 years, they couldn't do it. And I just used the method step by step, like Sherlock Holmes. And we found in the tier 4 or tier 5 supplier the solution just by rigorously following the solving problem process. So, and when you have a solution, of course, it's to monitor the rollout of the good solutions that works. So you were talking about Kaizen, Julie.
Yes, exactly. I was talking, of course, we do a lot of Kaizen, especially in the Canadian subsidiary. So just an anecdote like this. Yes, we were reviewing our reception process. And at some point, the forklift driver, when he was receiving a container, he has to make a photocopy, of, I don't know which document, I do not remember. And, he had to give that photocopy to the team leader. So we were questioning, because at Kaizen, we question everything, every step, eliminate the waste as well. So we're asking the team leader, why do you need that photocopy?